NDIA is now sitting at about 16% of our staff with disability. We're seeing my partners in the delivery of the scheme for local area coordination in some areas across the country with employment of people with disability at about 23-24% of their total staff. How fantastic is that? So challenge though is significant, and I'll leave you on perhaps a little bit of a downer, but a very, very salient point about why this is important. Our pilot of an outcome study that we are doing that will be national against the 460,000 people, 46% of people with disability have absolutely nobody in their lives that they could call on in an emergency or to do something other than a paid carer. 46%. They live their lives not included. They live their lives excluded. So if we can build these opportunities for inclusion, it will simply mean an ordinary life. And in that sense, that's the extraordinary part about it.
Hi guys. Rich, I've got a question for you. You mentioned before about that you've travelled to 60 countries in the world, and I've had the pleasure of reading quite a bit of Richard's writing work as well, and some of his stories are absolutely astounding and, you know, make us feel really bad. You overachievers up there while we're eating our eggs and bacon for breakfast. Thanks for that.
These average people.
Yeah,
yes.
Totally average people. Rich, can you tell me, in your experiences as you've travelled, who around, or which countries around the world have done inclusion best, and perhaps which ones need to come the furthest to catch up?
Yeah, it's interesting. When we travel, often the G8 countries, I've had the worst experiences, the worst discrimination, the worst inclusion are in the G8 countries. Germany, France, Italy, Spain. I've been abused for being in a wheelchair, saying, no, sorry, you can't come in here because you're in a wheelchair. I spoke in a bit of German, and they were speaking to my friend in English about me, saying I couldn't come into a place. I didn't handle that very well. As an Aussie, we get opinionated very quickly. I've had lots of troubles, like I couldn't travel on a train in Italy because at 6 a.m. to get back to Switzerland because I hadn't registered to travel on that train 3 days before, when I wasn't even in Italy 3 days before. That was the rules, and that's the problem. So there's other issues that we have, is that some airlines only have 2 wheelchairs per plane because of OHS. When there's like 6 of us or 10 of us trying to travel, it can take 3 or 4 flights to get us all somewhere. Yeah, we're independent, we can look after ourselves. So there's got to be some variations to the rules. Yeah, the rules are okay, but hang on, not everyone fits in that disability factor. And we're very special because we are independent, positive. There's a lot of people out there who are not. And so there is a huge variety in society. And also, 2 wheelchairs on a plane isn't many out of the whole population. I've turned up to flights and gone, well, you can't travel on this. I didn't register. I don't like ticking the box saying you have a disability. It can cause a lot of issues sometimes. So we've done that around the world. Don't tick the box on the US immigration form if you have a disability. You get denied entry. So we don't tick that ever. We learnt that at a young age, one of us. So there's issues around the world, but we've got to stay positive. Also, the best countries to travel. I've had the most fun in Bolivia. I put my hand out. Taxis would stop in peak hour traffic and stop for me on a highway. Who would have thought a person in a wheelchair travelling by themselves would have such good access? Cuba also had good access. Here in Australia, we've got to improve our taxi system. Of course, they don't stop for anyone in a wheelchair. We all know that. We've got to change that because I want to be able to put my hand out and have taxis stop if they're free. No matter who they are. I've had taxis say, oh no, I can't take you, you're in a wheelchair. My wheelchair weighs 7 kilograms. If you can't lift up my wheelchair, something's kind of wrong. Why are you working, basically? So I have a lot of issues. In England, they have to stop by law. Every taxi in England is accessible. They're free. They have to stop. Simple. I love it.